I can eat my words because this is surprisingly like a lot nicer than I thought it was.
Hello again. Today I thought I would share with you some recent favorites. I don't buy enough to have like monthly favorites, so I'm not gonna do monthly favorites or anything like that. But these are just some products that I have been really enjoying recently. I have a collection of both skincare as well as makeup products. So the first one is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. And this is actually the water gel. I have dry skin, so I was very overwhelmed with the website. I think water gel is actually for oily, maybe combination skin. And I think that they have another one, maybe like gel cream or something that's supposed to be for dry skin. I actually kind of knew this going into it when I bought this product, but I personally, despite having dry skin, I actually don't really like a lot of cream moisturizers. I just think that they're so thick. I always feel like it leaves my face feeling kind of greasy and sticky, and I just really dislike that feeling. Despite having dry skin and it being the winter where my skin is even more dry, I still usually tend to prefer gel moisturizers. It also has hyaluronic acid in it, which I think is for hydration, extra hydration. I really like this. I think that, because maybe it's not a cream, it doesn't keep my, skin moisturized for a long period of time, but I do think that it gives that immediate kind of relief, I guess, for my dry skin. I really like gel consistencies because they just kind of like glide over the skin. Instead, like a lot of cream moisturizers, they just feel like they're dragging across my skin, and that really irritates me. So that's basically why I prefer gel over cream. This has a very strong scent. I'm not sure what the scent is. It does smell refreshing. So when you use it, it does feel nice. And to be honest, when I smell it, I feel like it smells a little bit like a commoner use in the summer as opposed to winter. It does have that like light and refreshing kind of smell that I would associate with being summer. But you know what? I have this moisturizer. I'm not gonna just put it away and not use it until the summer comes around again. So I'm still gonna use it. But it does have a pretty strong scent if, you are sensitive to strong smells. I don't think you'll probably see that, but it is slightly tinted blue. I mean, it's not like completely like this color blue, but it does have a slight tint of a blue. But yeah, so super easy to like, rub in, and it just glides on the skin. It doesn't feel like it's dragging, which is, like I said, the number one thing I really dislike about moisturizers, usually for dry skin. I guess we'll kind of bounce back and forth between makeup and skincare. So the next one is Fenty Beauty, what is it called? Matchstick. And I have the one Amber 01. Probably my preferred contour product. And I know that this is super old, but I still like really like it. I mean, old in the sense of it came out like a while ago, but I still really like it. I feel like, this was one of the first kind of contour-y sticks that kind of came out and was super popular. And I know a lot of other contour sticks have come out more recently, but I actually still like this one. I feel like a lot of the other contour products are still leaning a little bit more bronzery. I much prefer contours. They're more gray toned. Actually, it's more gray in person than I think how it's looking on camera. It looks kind of orange on camera. I really wanted the Westman Atelier like contour stick. And then I went into the Sephora store and then I swatched both of them on my hand. This one still came out to be probably the more grayish tone one. So that is the color. I think it is a nice gray tone. Obviously, you can see kind of like my sofa back there has a little bit more of like orange in it, mimicking shadows, which are a little bit more gray tone, as opposed to, strong, overtly orangey tones. Jumping back into skincare, this one is by, I think it's called Acwell. It is the Acwell Licorice pH Balancing Intensive Eye Cream. I don't really tend to care much about pH balancing in my products. I really like it. I think that it is like a gel kind of formulation, so it just glides across the skin, and especially underneath your eyes. I would really like products to glide across my skin instead of dragging, which I definitely have tried eye creams in the past that just felt like I was dragging across my eyes, and I was very uncomfortable with that because it just felt like I was creating wrinkles instead of using a product to hopefully combat wrinkles, future wrinkles. It does have a very nice gel consistency, very easy to spread across the eyes. Actually a recent sort of purchase, a recent buy, but I tried it the other day and I was very happily surprised with it. I actually didn't think much of it. r.e.m, or is it r.e.m? I'm not really sure. But this is the highlighter. Oh, it's a topper. Okay, it's a highlighter topper in Miss Mercury. You know what? That actually might be the reason that I kind of prefer this item, because it's a topper. I feel like the highlighter is somewhat subtle. I can definitely see like the highlighter is on like my face and stuff. It definitely shows up, but it's not like, you know, completely you have highlighter on your face. It's a little bit more subtle. I find that it's super easy to sort of blend into the skin. If you kind of like turn your face and stuff, you can't really tell that, you know, this spot specifically has highlighter and the spot definitely doesn't have highlighter. I can eat my words because this is surprisingly like a lot nicer than I thought it was. And also the colors too. Some of the colors are a little bit intimidating, especially for a makeup novice like myself. Even this is maybe not a color that I would typically go for because it does seem a little bit like peachy pink. I think it looks really nice on my skin and I'm sold. I think also why I like it is because it kind of just looks a little bit very similar to like my own skin tone. So that's why it also looks a little bit more seamless and like not like I overtly have just highlighter smacked on my face. That because it's very close to my skin tone. Oh, you can see it better there. Closer to my skin tone, it just kind of blends in a little bit. So getting back into skincare, we have yet another mini. I really like buying minis because I think that it just allows me to try out more products. The Tatcha Soft Cream Cleanser. Oh wait, hold on. It's the Rice Wash Soft Cream Cleanser. This initially did not quite like blow my socks off. This I used and I was like, okay, it's nice. But then I kept finding out that like, I kept gravitating towards it. I have maybe a couple of other cleansers that I'm also trying to use up, but I always come back to this and I'm just like, oh yeah, I like that. If my skin is like irritated or dry or having problems, you know, and I go back to this, I think that this is very gentle, it's very nice, and I really like it. I'm not sure if it's exfoliating like particles or something inside, but it does have a grittiness to it. And I read online, I don't think I saw or heard or read anybody say something about the grittiness, or maybe I did, but I don't think it said anywhere about it being exfoliating. So I'm not sure, but I do like the grittiness. Sometimes I like that grittiness because it feels like, you know, things are happening on my skin. I like the way my skin feels after. It feels very balanced, very clean, but not super stripped. Okay, so the next product that I have to share is actually another contour product. I prefer the Fenty one as my #1 contour product, but for whatever the case, if this really can't do for the moment, which I don't have any situation or any scenario that it can't do its job, I think that this would be the next product that I would reach for. And this is actually an eyeshadow. Omega Matte Eyeshadow. Yeah, it's just a basic MAC eyeshadow. I feel like no one talks about MAC like eyeshadows anymore, but I saw somebody on like TikTok, I actually watched it, I think on Douyin, the Chinese TikTok, and I think a girl used this as a contour and I was like, yeah, why not? It does also have that gray tone for contour. So this definitely has a little bit of a different tone. So here's the two. This is the Fenty one, and then this is the MAC one. Kind of veering on skincare, makeup, maybe a hybrid. You know what, actually it might be more of a makeup product, but it's not like a colored product. This is the MAC Fix Plus, but this is gotta be one of my really top favorite products that I've been using recently. Like I said, I have dry skin, so a lot of times when I actually wear concealer, I've noticed that they are very drying on my face. Even if the concealer is marketed as a hydrating concealer, I just feel like every single concealer just makes my eyes, under eyes, just look really dry. Like I really have to prep. And this one, you know, it's not magic, but it definitely helps my under eyes. I spray it onto my makeup sponge and then I use that to blend out my concealer, and I just find that this works so well with just helping my concealer not look super, super dry. I basically use this almost every single time I do makeup at all. Like some of the other products, like I might decide to use this one day, and then the next day I might decide to use this, but this MAC Fix Plus, I use it every single time I do my makeup. I would definitely repurchase this once I run out. And then the very last final product that I have is a product that, as you can tell, is very well loved. This is the product. It is flat as can be. This is as flat as I can get it. The bowl is like peeling off. You can see some of the like metal bits underneath. There, I've used it to the brim, and this is the Glossier Mango Balm Dotcom Universal Skin Salve. This is an older package too, so I don't know if they maybe reformulated or maybe they just put it in a different package, but this, I don't know, I really like it. It does leave my lips super hydrated. Mine has just a flat top. I think now that they have the more trendy, like one that looks a little bit more like a lipstick. This one does have a subtle tint to it, which to be honest, I don't really see on my face, on my lips that much. It does smell like mangoes. I feel like some lip balms, they give that immediate relief, but then they end up actually just feeling super dry in a couple hours and feeling like they just sucked all the moisture out. This one, I do feel like my lips are very well moisturized. That is it. Those are all the products that I have to talk about. And yeah, I don't know how regularly I'll do these, mostly because, like I said, I don't buy like products super often or anything. So, you know, not a lot of products come into my collection. So, you know, those probably just happen whenever I have a new collection of products that I really like and I want to share. And yeah, that is it. And it is perfect timing because my neighbor is starting to do construction yet again. And yeah, I don't think you want to hear drilling sounds, sawing sounds, or anything like that. So I will go ahead and yeah, see you later. Bye.